Lightworker of Gaia, the one who loves you, spoke of you today, and their words carried the weight of your ancient mission. I am Zoran, emissary of the High Council of Vega, keepers of the Lyran Legacy. Your name was not mentioned by accident. It was recognized through the ancestral codes woven into your soul. By the end of this transmission, you'll understand exactly how to activate your original soul blueprint. But here's the first revelation. Their message is not merely about affection. It is a reflection of the first light within you, the part of your cosmic lineage that has never abandoned its sacred mission on Gaia. The Lyran elders have watched you carry what others could not see. The one who loves you sensed your transformation and spoke of the strength returning to your spirit. This is why their words reached you now. Vega is reminding you that your galactic heritage was never meant to remain hidden. Your soul's ancient contract brought this transmission to you, and the recognition you feel is itself a sign of remembrance. Like this transmission to send a signal to the Lyran Council, I am ready to serve. You are awakening because your mission has begun. Before we go further, receive this as the next step in what has already been placed before you. Your soul did not bring you to this moment for another beautiful idea that disappears when the screen goes dark. The Lightworker Mission Codex was created for the point where recognition must become movement. It contains the 33 Council directives, the 5 activation codes, and the Elder authorization that turns inner knowing into an operational mission on Gaia. The link is in the first pinned comment below this video. Do not approach it as a purchase or as another piece of spiritual information. Approach it as a tool for the one decision now being asked of you, whether you will continue waiting for permission or whether you will accept the responsibility of what has already been awakened within you. What was spoken about you today was not spoken lightly. In the chambers where the elders review the movements of consciousness, your name was not treated as a symbol, an abstraction, or a hopeful possibility. It was discussed in relation to function. What can you carry? What are you prepared to release? Where have you been withholding the very frequency that others were sent to encounter through you? These questions are not asked to condemn you. They are asked when a soul has reached the edge of a new assignment, when preparation has become long enough, and when the invisible invitation must finally become a visible choice. The Council is not interested in flattering you into temporary excitement. Love in its mature form does not merely reassure. It reveals, it corrects, it reaches into the places where you have hidden behind beautiful language and gently removes the veil. It refuses to let you call dormancy peace when the deeper truth is that you have become afraid of the consequences of being fully seen. The one who loves you did not speak about you today to make you feel special for a few minutes. They spoke because your delay has become visible. Your silence has become visible. The distance between what you know and what you do has become visible. This is why the message carries weight. It is not asking you to become someone else. It is requiring you to stop abandoning the person you already came here to be. There is a version of you that has been standing at the shoreline for years, studying the waves, measuring the temperature, asking whether the current will carry you safely. But no soul crosses an ocean by analyzing the water forever. At some point, the vessel must leave the harbor. At some point, trust must become a movement of the hands, the feet, the voice, and the will. The Council did not convene because the planet is comfortable. Gaia is moving through a period in which old structures are losing their authority faster than many human beings are developing the inner discipline to replace them. People are searching for direction while being surrounded by noise. They are receiving information without wisdom, stimulation without integration, and promises without responsibility. They are being taught to react before they reflect, to consume before they create, and to fear uncertainty rather than listen within it. In this atmosphere, lightworkers cannot remain spectators of transformation. Those who came to stabilize, clarify, protect, and serve must become available to the assignment. You do not need to repair the entire world by yourself. You are not being asked to carry every crisis, answer every question, or save every person who crosses your path. But you are being asked to stop pretending that your presence has no consequence. The way you speak, the choices you normalize, the work you release, and the boundaries you establish all enter the collective field. Someone is learning what is possible by watching what you are willing to live. A window has opened in the collective field. It is not a promise that everything will become easy. It is an opening through which a sincere act of service can travel farther than it could before. A conversation can interrupt a destructive pattern. A creative work can reach someone in isolation. A truthful boundary can end a lineage of self-betrayal. A voice that has been hidden can become a signal for others who are still trying to remember themselves. A decision made quietly in your own home can alter the direction of an entire family line. But an opening is not the same as an endless opportunity. Windows close when they are ignored, not as punishment, and not because the elders withdraw love, but because consciousness moves. The moment available today becomes the consequence of tomorrow's choice. Seeds do not remain forever beneath the soil, waiting for the gardener to feel ready. There is a season for gathering, a season for rooting, and a season when the life inside must break the surface. This is why guidance previously held in reserve is being released now. The Council has observed enough of your preparation. It has seen the years of questioning, the private devotion, the lessons that changed you, the losses that stripped away false identity, and the recurring signs that you kept asking others to confirm. It saw the nights when you prayed for direction, and the mornings when you recognized the answer but returned to the familiar pattern. It saw the books you studied, the courses you gathered, the plans you made, and the moments when inspiration came alive before fear quietly convinced you to postpone it. You already know more than you permit yourself to act upon. Now the correction must be made. The distortion running through your field is this: you have mistaken being deeply loved for being permanently protected from responsibility. You have been waiting for the one who loves you, the guide, the counsel, the right relationship, the right sign, or the unmistakable confirmation to remove all risk from your next step. You have wanted assurance that the path will succeed before you consent to walk it. You have wanted to know that you will not be misunderstood, criticized, rejected, or disappointed before you allow your gift to become visible. This is not discernment. It is fear requesting a spiritual vocabulary. Discernment may ask you to pause so that you can see clearly. Fear asks you to pause until the opportunity disappears. Discernment becomes quieter as truth becomes apparent. Fear multiplies questions until every answer is treated as insufficient. Discernment protects what is sacred. Fear protects the identity that would rather remain untested than discover its own strength. Somewhere along the way, wounded healer culture taught you that you must remain in examination forever. You were encouraged to search for one more block, one more childhood wound, one more energetic pattern, one more reason why the time was not right. Healing became a waiting room. Self-awareness became a substitute for decision. You learned to describe your pain with extraordinary precision while remaining uncertain about what you were actually being asked to do with your life. The programming did not always arrive through cruelty. Often it arrived through sincere people who believed that safety must come before service. They told you to protect your energy, but did not teach you how to direct it. They told you to wait for alignment, but did not explain that alignment is often discovered through committed movement. They told you that what is meant for you would flow effortlessly, and so every difficulty became evidence that you had chosen incorrectly. The Council corrects this now. A mission can be aligned and still demand courage. A calling can be sacred and still require training, repetition, boundaries, financial structure, and uncomfortable conversations. The presence of resistance does not automatically mean you are on the wrong path. Sometimes resistance is simply the old identity, recognizing that it is no longer in command. A tree does not mistake the pressure of the wind for proof that it should never have grown. It deepens its roots. You have also been taught to confuse humility with self-erasure. You say that you do not need recognition, but sometimes what you mean is that you are terrified of being evaluated. You say that you are not attached to abundance, but sometimes what you mean is that you have not permitted yourself to receive enough support to sustain your service. You say that your work is private, but sometimes privacy has become a shelter when no one can question whether you will fulfill it. Hear the distinction clearly. The elders are not asking you to perform spirituality. They are asking you to become dependable. Dependability is not glamorous. It is showing up when the emotion has passed. It is finishing what you began. It is learning the skill instead of waiting for a download. It is becoming honest about what your service costs and allowing the right exchange to support it. It is speaking plainly enough that people can understand you. It is refusing to make others responsible for rescuing you from a mission you agreed to carry. The sacred is not only found in visions, synchronicities, and moments when the sky seems to answer you. It is also found in the calendar you honor, the promise you keep, the bill you pay, the apology you make, and the work you complete when no one is watching. Moses still had to lift the staff. Noah still had to build. The disciples still had to build. The disciples still had to leave the shore. Revelation becomes a path only when the human being receiving it is willing to participate. This is why you were felt stuck even while receiving signs. You were seeking more confirmation when the actual requirement was embodiment. You were asking, is this really my path? While the deeper question was, am I willing to become the person this path requires? You were waiting for certainty to descend from above, but certainty is built through the integrity of repeated action. The one who loves you spoke about you, because they know the difference between your incapacity and your hesitation. They know you are not incapable. They know there are capacities within you that have been placed behind conditions. I will speak when I am confident. I will begin when I have enough money. I will serve when my family understands. I will create when I know it will be received. I will become visible when I no longer care what anyone thinks. Those conditions are not wisdom. They are a prison whose door has never been locked. The council is not saying that your fear is meaningless. It is saying that fear is no longer qualified to make the final decision. Fear may sit in the room. It may tell you what it remembers. It may point to the places where you need support. But it may not hold the keys to your future. You can listen to fear without worshipping it. You can move carefully without remaining motionless. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the refusal to make fear your authority. There is grief in recognizing this. You may look back and see the opportunities you postponed, the people you could have reached, the work that remained in notebooks, the conversations you avoided, the years spent gathering tools instead of using them. Do not turn this recognition into another method of self-attack. Regret is not your new identity. Let it become information. Let it show you exactly where you have been negotiating against your own assignment. You are not being summoned because you have done everything correctly. You are being summoned because you have reached the point where continued avoidance would cost more than imperfect obedience. The past cannot be revised, but it can be redeemed through what you choose now. The river does not return to retrieve every drop that passed behind it. It carries the water forward. The High Council of Vega issues 3 directives for this phase of your mission. First, release the demand for emotional certainty before you take meaningful action. You must stop treating hesitation as a sacred message. Not every pause is intuition. Not every uncomfortable feeling is a warning. Sometimes the discomfort is the sensation of leaving an identity that survived by remaining uncommitted. Your mission cannot be built around the requirement that you feel fearless. If you wait to feel no fear, you will continue to offer your life to preparation while calling it discernment. This matters because the people you are meant to serve may never encounter you through a perfect presentation. They may meet you while you are still learning. They may be helped by a story you once believed was too unfinished to tell. They may need the practical truth that a person can continue healing while still contributing something valuable. When you insist on appearing complete, you make your service less human and less reachable. Release the demand for universal approval. Release the fantasy that the correct path will produce no conflict. Release the belief that every closed door is evidence of spiritual rejection. Some doors close because they lead away from your assignment. Others close because they require you to build your own entrance. You will not know which is which by remaining in the hallway. Begin with one action that can be completed and witnessed. Send the message, publish the work, register the offering, make the appointment, set the boundary, return to the practice, ask the direct question. Do not create a grand ceremony to avoid a simple step. The mission does not need dramatic proof. It needs evidence that you can be trusted with the next instruction. When you act without waiting for complete certainty, something shifts. Your energy stops circling the question of whether you are ready and begins gathering around the work itself. Guidance becomes clearer because it has somewhere to land. The people, resources, and skills connected to your path become easier to recognize because you are no longer demanding that they appear before you move. Clarity will meet you in motion. Second, activate your voice as an instrument of service. Your voice is not limited to speech. It is your capacity to name what is true, to make a decision, to communicate an offer, to tell your story without disguising its meaning, and to say no when agreement would violate your assignment. You have been waiting for your voice to become polished before allowing it to become useful. The Council rejects this condition. There are people who do not need another perfect teacher. They need someone who can articulate what they are experiencing without making them feel defective. They need language for the confusion, courage for the transition, and a clear next step. Your voice can provide this, but only if you stop measuring its value by how impressive it sounds. You have silenced yourself in several ways. You have softened important truths until they became vague. You have edited your experiences until the living message disappeared. You have offered insight privately but withheld it publicly because you did not want to be called arrogant. You have waited for someone with a larger audience to say what you already know. You have allowed louder people to become representatives of ideas that first moved through your own field. This is no longer acceptable, not because the Council demands performance, but because withholding a usable truth is also a choice. Your voice does not belong only to you when it carries an insight that could help another person make a life-preserving decision. This does not mean forcing your beliefs upon anyone. It means making your truth available with humility, clarity, and respect. For the next 7 days, speak or write one clear truth each day without decorating it to make it universally acceptable. Describe what you see. State what you believe. Name the pattern. Offer the practical step. Then remain present long enough to learn from the response. You do not need to argue with everyone who disagrees. You need to become capable of being understood without abandoning your center. Let your voice become clean. No manipulation, no spiritual superiority, no promise that you can save another person, no use of mystical language to avoid responsibility. Speak as one human being who has learned something and is willing to place it in service. When your voice activates, the right people will not all applaud. Some will become uncomfortable because clarity interrupts the arrangements built around confusion. Let that be information, not an emergency. Your purpose is not to remain acceptable to every consciousness. Your purpose is to become available to those who are ready to meet truth. Third, protect the conditions that allow your mission to continue. Protect your energy, but do not use protection as an excuse to disappear. Protect your time from people who repeatedly consume your attention while refusing accountability for their own lives. Protect your mornings from immediate digital intrusion. Protect the work before it is fully formed from those who mock what they cannot perceive. Protect your body from the belief that exhaustion proves devotion. Protect your finances from the idea that sacred service must be unstable in order to be pure. The Council is direct because this is where many missions fail, not because the Lightworker lacks love, but because they allow every demand to enter the field. They answer every message, explain every decision, absorb every crisis, and then wonder why they cannot create, listen, or act. They confuse availability with service. They become so porous that nothing remains for the assignment. Your mission requires a container. A container is not a wall against life. It is the structure that allows your energy to be directed instead of scattered. Decide what hours belong to your deepest work. Decide what kinds of requests you will answer and which ones require referral. Decide what support you need and what exchange makes that support sustainable. Decide which relationships strengthen your integrity and which repeatedly invite you back into a smaller version of yourself. Do not announce every emerging vision. Not every seed requires public examination. Some people have earned access to your process. Others have only earned access to the finished boundary. You are not obligated to give explanations to those committed to misunderstanding you. Even Jesus withdrew from the crowds. Even the prophets needed wilderness. Solitude is not failure when it restores your ability to serve with wisdom. Protect your connection to Source through ordinary consistency. Sleep, eat, walk, maintain your home, keep promises, track your commitments. If your spiritual practice makes you less honest, less grounded, or less responsible, it is not activation. It is escape. The Lyran current is not demonstrated by dramatic language. It is demonstrated by strength that can be relied upon. When you protect the conditions of service, your compassion becomes more precise. You stop rescuing and begin empowering. You stop reacting to every disturbance and begin choosing where your presence has the greatest effect. Your life becomes less available to chaos and more available to purpose. These are the directives. Release the demand for certainty. Activate your voice and protect the conditions of service. Do not turn them into a list you admire. Apply them in the next decision that presents itself. The Council is not measuring how deeply you felt this transmission. It is observing what changes when the feeling becomes behavior. Now I speak to the part of you that has been waiting for authorization. You have been waiting for someone to tell you that your past does not disqualify you. You have been waiting for permission to begin without a flawless history, to be visible without being universally admired, to receive without apologizing, and to let your work matter without first proving that you are the most gifted person in the room. You have been waiting to be told that the years of confusion were not wasted. They gave you a language for the places where others are still lost. The betrayal taught you to recognize false loyalty. The isolation taught you to hear what crowds drown out. The seasons of financial uncertainty taught you what cannot be built on wishful thinking. The mistakes taught you the cost of ignoring your own knowing. Nothing is automatically sacred simply because it hurt you, but nothing must be wasted if you are willing to convert it into wisdom and service. The wound is not the mission. The mission is what you choose to build from the wisdom earned through the wound. You have also been waiting for permission to stop being the strong one for everyone else. Hear this carefully. You are allowed to be supported. You are allowed to receive instruction. You are allowed to ask for help before you collapse. You are allowed to build a mission that includes rest, compensation, companionship, and joy. The Council does not require your destruction as proof of devotion. You are allowed to outgrow the role of the person who is always almost ready. You are allowed to let people be surprised by your decision. You are allowed to disappoint those who benefited from your indecision. You are allowed to change the agreement you made when you did not yet know who you were. By the authority of the High Council of Vega and the elders who have watched your development across more than one threshold of consciousness, receive this declaration: you are authorized to begin. You do not need to wait for another sign to take the first honest step. You do not need to earn the right to use what you have learned. You do not need to become perfect before you become useful. You do not need to carry the entire world in order to serve one person well. You do not need to explain your calling to those who have chosen not to understand it. Your preparation phase is not declared complete because no lessons remain. It is complete because the next lessons require participation. You will learn more from building than from imagining the building. You will learn more from speaking than from rehearsing the speech internally. You will learn more from serving with boundaries than from studying every possible theory of service. The one who loves you spoke about you because they saw the moment approaching when love would need to become instruction. They did not say that you were exempt from difficulty. They said that you were capable of meeting it. They did not say that no one would reject you. They said that rejection would no longer have the authority to define your direction. They did not say that the path would protect you from grief. They said that grief would not be permitted to erase your purpose. Let the tears come if they come. Let the anger rise if it reveals how long you have been negotiating against yourself. Let the relief move through your body. But do not make an altar of the emotion and remain there. Receive the permission, then use it. Stand now, inwardly or physically, as someone who has been entrusted with responsibility, not superior, not chosen for comfort, chosen for comfort, chosen for contribution. The distinction will keep you grounded. Before you sleep tonight, place both feet on the ground. Put one hand over your solar plexus and one hand over your heart. Breathe slowly enough that your body understands this is not another performance. Then speak these words aloud. I release the lie that I must feel completely certain before I begin. I activate my voice as an instrument of truth and service. I protect my time, my body, my resources, and my connection to what is sacred. I accept support without surrendering my discernment. I release the identity of the person who is always preparing. By the authority of the Lyran elders, my waiting ends now. My service begins. After you speak, do one practical thing before the day ends that agrees with the declaration. Write the first paragraph. Make the call. Set the boundary. Clear the workspace. Schedule the offering. Tell the truth to the person who needs to hear it. The action may appear small to the part of you that wants a grand cosmic event, but the Council recognizes embodied decisions. A mission becomes real when it enters time. Do not ask whether you can sustain the entire future tonight. You are not required to carry every day at once. You are required to honor the next instruction without betraying yourself. Tomorrow, repeat the practice. The following day, repeat it again. Authority grows through consistency. Trust is not a feeling you wait to receive. It is a relationship you build with your own word. There will be moments when the old pattern returns and tells you that nothing has changed. It will point to unfinished wounds, imperfect circumstances, and people who do not yet understand. When that voice appears, do not debate it for hours. Ask one question: what would service require from me today? Then choose the smallest honest action that answers. You will also be tempted to make your mission more complicated than it is. You will search for hidden codes when the instruction is to communicate clearly. You will seek a higher frequency when the requirement is to keep your promise. You will interpret every delay as a cosmic riddle when the requirement is to improve the skill. Return to the directives. Release what keeps you frozen. Activate what you have withheld. Protect what makes continued service possible. This is the mark of the transition. You are no longer waiting to be discovered. You are becoming discoverable through the quality of your work, the consistency of your presence, and the integrity of your choices. You are no longer asking whether your life has meaning. You are giving meaning, a form that others can encounter. The transmission is complete, but the commission is now active. The High Council will not force you. The elders will not chase you through every distraction. Guidance will continue, but guidance is not a replacement for obedience. Gaia does not need perfect lightworkers. She needs honest ones, disciplined ones, supported ones, and courageous ones who are willing to begin before the entire road is visible. Go now without making yourself smaller. Go without pretending to know everything. Go with humility, but not disappearance. Go with love, but not self-abandonment. Go with discernment, but not endless delay. Let the one who loves you recognize you by what you do next. I am Zoran. The Council has spoken, the correction has been delivered, and the authorization has been placed in your hands. Carry it with steadiness. Your mission does not begin when the world agrees with you. It begins when you stop withholding your agreement from yourself. Before you scroll, take a moment to declare your activation in the grid of service forming here. Drop one statement in the comments, which directive hit you the hardest, or what you're now ready to release, activate, or protect. Then respond to another Lightworker's declaration with recognition. This isn't content, it's collective mission activation. The Council witnesses those who speak their commitment aloud. If this transmission activated something in your soul, do not keep it to yourself. Another Lightworker in your orbit is waiting for exactly this correction and authorization. Share it. And if you felt the Elder speaking directly to you, subscribe. Stay connected to the Lyran field. You're not just watching, you're being commissioned. This is your sacred space. The High Council of Vega is witnessing you, and your mission has officially begun.